With a history marinated in rebellion, the Mongols Motorcycle Club rides against the grain, owning the title of the most feared motorcycle gang in the world. Today we unfold the life of Scott Junior Ereckson, a revered member of the Mongols Motorcycle Club, navigating through a world where loyalty is the currency and freedom is the prize. Stay tuned as we throttle through this riveting story. Number 1. Early life and introduction to motorcycle culture. In a quaint town named Kailua, nestled on the windward side of the ocean, young Scott Junior Ereckson's fascination with motorcycles began to bloom. The town had its fair share of bike enthusiasts, and the distant roar of engines was a common melody to the locals. As a teenager, Scott was drawn to the allure of two wheels, the freedom it represented, and the community it promised. The motorcycle culture in Kailua was vibrant, with clubs already marking their territories. While out fishing, the distant rumble of a dirt bike caught Scott's ear. The sound grew louder until a figure on a dirt bike emerged from the dusty trail. This wasn't just any biker. He was a member of a motorcycle club, bearing patches that Scott had seen around town. This was his first real glimpse into the world he'd soon be a part of. The biker's aura was unlike anything he'd seen, a mix of rebellion, camaraderie, and a sense of belonging, all embodied in the way the biker carried himself. The interaction was brief, but the impact was lasting. The visual spectacle of that encounter lingered in Scott's mind, nurturing his growing interest. It wasn't just about the bikes anymore. It was about being part of something bigger, something that resonated with his spirit of freedom and adventure. This was the world where Scott Junior Ereckson felt a calling, a world where the roar of engines echoed the untamed spirit of those riding on the endless road of possibilities. Number 2. Choosing the Mongols over the Hells Angels. Growing up in a neighborhood where affiliations to motorcycle clubs were more of a tradition than a choice, Scott found himself at the crossroads of allegiance. His tale of joining the Mongols MC over the Hells Angels is one of rebellion and finding a path less traveled in his community. The local norm was straightforward. Your geography dictated your loyalty. However, Scott and his friends had a different beat drumming in their hearts, one that resonated more with the Mongols MC. His journey began on a day filled with the usual youthful pursuits, but that day was destined to be different. As the sun dipped below the horizon, Scott and his crew found themselves amidst a group of Mongols. The camaraderie and brotherhood they witnessed were unlike any other. This was not just about roaring engines and leather jackets, it was about loyalty, a shared love for freedom, and a mutual respect among brothers. As they spent more time with the Mongols, Scott and his friends started to see the stark contrast between the two motorcycle clubs. The Hells Angels were more about hierarchy and control, while the Mongols MC was about brotherhood and equality. The choice became clearer with each passing day. It wasn't long before they donned the black and white patches of the Mongols, a choice that came with its own set of challenges and rivalries, yet a choice that they wore proudly on their sleeves. The decision to side with the Mongols MC was not just a personal choice. It was a statement, a defiance against the conventional. This choice didn't only ignite the long-standing rivalry between the two clubs, but also set Scott on a path filled with adventures, trials, and a lifelong bond with his newfound brothers. It was a decision that would shape not just Scott's life, but the narrative of motorcycle club culture in California. Number 3. The unforgiving path of violence. Life in the Mongols MC wasn't always about the camaraderie and the open road. There was a harsh reality that came with the territory: violence. It was a necessity, a tool for survival in a world where disputes were settled not in courts, but on the streets. Scott narrates an incident that captures this essence vividly. One evening, as the sun cast long shadows on the streets, Scott and his brothers decided to hit a local bar. The air was filled with laughter, the clinking of glasses resonated through the room, but amidst the revelry, there was tension, brewing like a storm on the horizon. As they settled into the night, the unexpected happened. A group of rival club members walked in. The atmosphere changed, the laughter ceased, and the room was filled with a palpable tension. Scott knew what was coming. It was a scene played many times before in the outlaw world. The rival gang approached, words were exchanged, a few heated ones, and before anyone knew it, fists were flying. The bar turned into a battlefield. Each punch thrown was a statement, each bruise worn was a badge of honor, and the lines between friend and foe were drawn in blood on the floor. But amidst the chaos, there was a code, a code of loyalty and brotherhood. Scott stood by his brothers, fighting not just the rival gang, but the stereotypes, the judgments, and the system that always seemed to be against them. This wasn't just a brawl, it was a desperate fight for respect, for a place in a world that was constantly trying to push them out. And as the night ended, battered and bruised, Scott and his brothers knew that they had each other's backs, come what may. This was the reality of life in the Mongols MC, a life of fierce loyalty, relentless defiance, and an unyielding quest for respect. Number 4. The Queen Mary Incident. The Queen Mary Incident wasn't just an altercation. It was a crucible that tested the mettle of the Mongols MC against their arch rivals, the Hells Angels. As Scott Junior Ereckson recounts, the day began with a heavy air of anticipation. They were to confront their foes at a renowned event, and the tension was palpable among the Mongols. Each member knew that this wasn't just about settling scores. It was about stamping their authority and showcasing their unyielding spirit. As they approached the venue, the atmosphere thickened with every rev of their engines. The Hells Angels were already there, but the Mongols weren't about to back down. As Scott and his brothers rolled into the parking lot, they were outnumbered but not outclassed. The first punch thrown was more than just a physical blow. It was a collision of ideologies, a clash of titans that resonated through the underworld. The brawl was brutal, the stakes were high, and the world around them seemed to stand still as fists and loyalty clashed under a shadow of the Queen Mary. It was a scene of chaos, yet amidst the anarchy, there was a strange sense of order. Every punch thrown by a Mongol carried with it the weight of brotherhood. Every Hell's Angel they faced down was a step closer to vindication. As the dust settled, the Queen Mary Incident became a tale of legend within the outlaw community. The Mongols had not just defended their honor, they had showcased the indomitable spirit that ran through their veins. A spirit that echoed with every roar of their engines as they rode away from the venue, heads held high, hearts swollen with pride. The image of the battle-hardened Mongols under the rain, amidst the chaos, painted a picture that would forever be etched in the annals of motorcycle club lore. It was a story of defiance, of brotherhood, and a relentless pursuit for respect in a world that thrives on the code of the outlaw. That's it. The wild ride of Scott Junior Ereckson with the Mongols MC opens up a rare world filled with close bonds, brave actions, and a free spirit. Now it's your turn to keep this story alive. Hit that like button, share the video with others, and make sure to subscribe to our channel for more amazing stories like this one. Your one click helps us share more adventures with you.